Strength and honor.
Strength and honor.
What will you do without freedom?
Mavericks inbound.
You can't conceive of what I'm capable of!
Finishing this fight.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
I'm here to fight for truth and justice in the American way.
I am the danger.
Time to find out.
Maximum effort.
Here it comes. More! Now, end this!
Flawless victory.
Looking for a fast way to track what's moving online right now? Head over to Qnotables.com. It's a centralized index of notable clips, headlines, and references being shared across the community, organized for quick browsing. Use it to spot patterns, pull links, and build your own research list. Qnotables.com. Browse the notables, verify the facts, stay informed. All reports can be found on Q Research or Qnotables.com. Notables do not equal endorsements. We are researchers who deal in open source information, reasoned argument, and dank memes. We do battle in the sphere of ideas and ideas only. We neither need nor condone the use of force in our work here. From the Q Research Board's March 6, 2026. Missile strikes trigger emergency alerts across Gulf region. Emergency alerts urging residents to seek shelter were issued as missile strikes were reported across several locations in the Gulf and surrounding region, including Dubai, Azerbaijan, the United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia. Regional monitoring channels and war reporting say multiple projectiles were detected as air defenses activated across the area. Authorities in several locations temporarily restricted airspace and advised civilians to remain indoors while assessments continued. Tim Burchett clashes with Lindsey Graham over Lebanon strikes. Congressman Tim Burchett publicly criticized Senator Lindsey Graham after Graham called for military action against targets in Lebanon. Burchett accused Graham of pushing the United States toward another major conflict and argued that military escalation should not be the default response to every international confrontation. The exchange highlights growing divisions inside Washington over the scope of U.S. military involvement overseas. Fire reported at Kuwait's Ali Al Salem Air Base. A large blaze was reported at Ali Al Salem Air Base in Kuwait, a facility used by U.S. and coalition forces. Images circulating online show heavy smoke rising from the installation as emergency crews responded. Military officials have not yet released a detailed assessment of the cause, but the incident comes during heightened tensions tied to ongoing military operations in the region. Trump defends strikes against Iran. President Donald Trump defended U.S. military action against Iran, stating that the decision to strike was necessary to prevent a planned attack. Trump said Iran posed an imminent threat and argued that the United States acted before Iranian forces could target American or allied interests in the region. The remarks came during public comments addressing the ongoing conflict. Zelensky warns Hungary's Viktor Orban. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky issued a sharp warning directed at Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban during remarks addressing European unity and support for Ukraine. Zelensky criticized positions taken by Budapest that have slowed certain European Union initiatives tied to the war and warned that obstruction could carry serious consequences for regional stability. Judicial Watch sues Treasury over Larry Summers' portrait. Judicial Watch filed a lawsuit against the U.S. Treasury Department seeking records related to the covering of a portrait of former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers. The watchdog group says the action followed Summers' name appearing in documents tied to the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. The lawsuit requests internal communications explaining the decision. U.S. strikes Iranian drone carrier during naval operations. War reporting says U.S. forces struck a large Iranian naval vessel described as a drone carrier during ongoing operations targeting Iran's naval capabilities. The ship, reportedly comparable in size to a World War II-era aircraft carrier, was seen burning after the strike. Military analysts say the attack represents a major escalation in naval combat operations in the region. Iranian missiles strike Kurdish camps in Iraq. Iranian missile strikes hit camps in Iraq housing Kurdish opposition groups, according to regional security reporting. The camps reportedly include civilian populations connected to Kurdish political movements opposed to Tehran. The strikes mark another cross-border operation as Iran targets groups it accuses of supporting unrest inside its territory. House rejects Massey War Powers Resolution. The U.S. House of Representatives voted to reject a War Powers resolution introduced by Congressman Thomas Massey. The measure sought to limit the president's authority to continue military operations without additional congressional approval. Lawmakers debated the constitutional balance between Congress and the executive branch in directing military force. Iranian warship interned by Sri Lanka. An Iranian naval vessel has reportedly been surrendered and interned by Sri Lankan authorities. Security reporting indicates the ship entered Sri Lankan jurisdiction, where it was detained by a neutral government. Observers note that the internment of a warship by a neutral country is a rare event in modern conflicts. Trump urges Iranian diplomats to seek asylum. President Trump called on Iranian diplomats stationed around the world to seek asylum and distance themselves from Tehran's leadership. The appeal came during remarks about the ongoing conflict and was framed as a message encouraging officials to abandon the Iranian government.
At shop.isawaya.com, everything you buy supports Qnotables, the place where people talk freely no matter what. Check out our Qn Honey Pot, a jar of yummy honey that's as strong as your voice. Put it on toaster and tea. It's not just honey, it's freedom in every bite. Then there's Qn Butter, a smooth handmade skin cream that makes you feel good while you fight for what's right. Awesome wooden pieces for display only. Hang them up or set them out. They're for showing off Qn's tough spirit. Want to help even more? Get a proto membership. So go to shop.isawaya.com now and grab some goodies. Help Qnotables keep free speech alive, and let's keep the ideas flowing loud and free.
All reports can be found on Q Research or Qnotables.com. Notables do not equal endorsements. We are researchers who deal in open source information, reasoned argument, and dank memes. We do battle in the sphere of ideas and ideas only. We neither need nor condone the use of force in our work here.
From the Q Research Board's March 6, 2026. Iran lawmaker authorizes force against collaborators. Video circulating online shows an Iranian lawmaker stating that security forces have been authorized to shoot individuals accused of collaborating with enemy forces. The statement reflects the increasingly severe rhetoric emerging from Tehran as internal security concerns rise during the conflict. Blackouts reported in Iraq and Cuba. Major power outages have been reported in both Iraq and Cuba, with large portions of each country experiencing electrical disruptions. Energy officials in both nations say grid instability and infrastructure strain contributed to the outages. The blackouts occurred during a period of heightened geopolitical tension and energy market volatility. Trump discloses details about Operation Epic Fury. President Trump revealed additional details about a military campaign referred to as Operation Epic Fury. The operation involves coordinated U.S. strikes and strategic actions tied to the conflict with Iran. Administration officials say the mission aims to degrade Iranian military capabilities and secure regional shipping routes. Hegseth and Admiral Cooper. Brief media on operations. Depth of War officials, including Pete Hegseth and Admiral Cooper, delivered an operational briefing outlining progress in the campaign against Iranian forces. The update addressed naval engagements, aerial operations, and security measures being taken to protect U.S. personnel and allied infrastructure. Trump hosts Inter Miami and Lionel Messi at White House. President Trump welcomed Lionel Messi and the Inter Miami Football Club to the White House to celebrate the team's Major League Soccer championship. The ceremony honored the club's championship season and recognized Messi's role in bringing international attention to the league. Claims circulate about ownership of 4chan. Posts circulating online claim new information about the ownership structure of the internet forum 4chan. The discussion has drawn attention from online communities interested in the platform's leadership and influence on digital culture, with 8chan and 8kun owner Jim Watkins directly calling them out as owned. It is also Qnotables' position that 4chan should be avoided. Calls for support after Epic suspends websites. Messages circulating online call for supporters to contact the web services company Epic after it suspended websites connected to free speech champion Jim Watkins. Supporters argue the suspension affects platforms used by several online communities. Instructions on how to do so are located in the Notables. VIP flight restrictions over Dover Air Force Base. Aviation notices show temporary VIP flight restrictions over Dover Air Force Base. Observers say the restrictions often coincide with presidential travel and dignified transfers of fallen service members. Reports indicate the president may attend a transfer ceremony for Americans killed in operations tied to the Iran conflict. FBI arrests suspect in international child exploitation case. Federal authorities announced the arrest of Zobaidul Amin, a Bangladeshi national wanted since 2022, on charges related to operating an international child sexual exploitation enterprise. The FBI says the arrest followed coordination with international partners and represents a significant step in dismantling the network. White House message declares, "Justice the American Way." A White House social media post highlighted recent law enforcement actions with the phrase, "Justice the American Way." The message accompanied announcements related to federal arrests and enforcement operations. Trump honors Inter-Miami champions at White House event. President Trump hosted a ceremony recognizing the 2025 Major League Soccer champions, Inter-Miami, alongside star player Lionel Messi. The event celebrated the team's championship victory and brought one of the world's most recognizable athletes to the White House stage.
Every voice matters. The power of free speech is more important than ever. Imagine a place where you can share your thoughts freely, explore new ideas, and engage in meaningful conversations anonymously. With online anonymity, you can express yourself without fear of judgment. It's about freedom, creativity, and connection. Join the conversation that matters. Embrace your voice. Celebrate your freedom. Visit 8kun.top today. That's 8kun.top.
That's all for now. Stay alert, stay informed, and never hand your thinking over to anyone on a screen, including me. God bless you. God bless our